Okay, let's do this cost benefit analysis. Cost benefit analysis for using cross-functional team approach. First, we look at how cost behaves and also how benefit behaves. Think about cost first. In order to see how the cost using cross-functional team approach behaves, we need to have some independent variable. In other words, by varying a certain factor, how the cost behaves. And let's think about this uncertainty level, because we talked about the risk exposure, and the cross-functional team approach is better than the traditional approach in terms of shorter risk exposure. And by reducing this risk exposure, cross-functional team approach enables the firm to incorporate the customer's requirements more flexibly. In other words, the changing customer requirements can be incorporated into the new product, and also this new technological breakthrough, new technological innovation that occurs in the market more effectively into this new product. So uncertainty is one probably independent variable that affects the cost and benefit. And let's assume that how the cost behaves as uncertainty changes. And I think that the change is not that great. I mean, think about cost. How much cost we need to, pay? How much price we need to pay in order to use cross-functional team approach? Probably the costs are all internal things, right? Internal infrastructure, investing in internal infrastructure, investing in some communication and some interaction and so on and so forth. So probably the changing range is not that great. So I would say that when the uncertainty is low, the cost is here, and when uncertainty is very high, the cost is also here. What about the benefit side? In order to understand this benefit, we need to go back to this table, and we said that all these are the major benefit. And then we have to think about under what circumstances we can enjoy, okay? Under what circumstances, under what circumstances the company can enjoy most of this benefit. And as you can see, when the risk exposure is decreased, the company can enjoy this benefit. In other words, if the uncertainty in the market, if the uncertainty in the technology for the product and services made by the company. So as uncertainty increases, you earn more profit, or your benefit expands. As the uncertainty level goes up, you earn more, you have more advantage, you have more value by using this cross-functional team approach or flexible approach. So I would say that if as uncertainty increases, the benefit using cross-functional team approach increases exponentially. Okay, so now we have cost benefit for using cross-functional team approach, and you might say that these numbers are in relation to or relative to the traditional approach. Now we can have some sort of level here where cost and benefit becomes equal, and if we consider the uncertainty level just below this level, below this 0 point between the difference is 0. So if we look at this period or this range of uncertainty, then the cost is larger than the benefit, meaning that we should not use cross-functional team approach because cost is larger than the benefit. In other words, when the market uncertainty is very low, the customer's requirement doesn't change often, and there is very little possibility to have a new technological breakthrough during the risk exposure period. If that is the kind of situation, if that is the kind of context of the market where the company is doing business, and if that is the case, then cost outweighs the benefit. And if that is the case, we don't want to use, right? If that is the case, we don't want to use cross-functional team approach. We want to use sequential approach. Sequential approach is better. On the contrary, let's say the market uncertainty is very high, and we know that if the market uncertainty is very high, in other words, if the risk exposure period is during the risk exposure period there is very much uncertainty involved there, then our benefit will increase quite significantly if we do this flexible approach effectively. If we implement this cross-functional team approach effectively, then the benefit will increase quite significantly. And therefore, when the uncertainty level is quite extensive, the cost does not increase too much. On the contrary, the benefit increases too very fast, exponentially, and therefore, when the uncertainty level is very high, then the benefit actually outweighs, right? I would say that the benefit actually outweighs the cost significantly, and therefore we say that cross-functional team approach is better than traditional or sequential approach. In other words, cross-functional team approach is better. So the point is that it's not right to say that under any circumstances cross-functional team approach is always better than sequential or traditional approach. That's not a right statement. We have to look at this level of uncertainty, market uncertainty or technological uncertainty. If there is a little uncertainty in the market, then it doesn't make sense to use cross-functional team approach because cost outweighs the benefit. On the contrary, if the uncertainty level is very high and the technological uncertainty or market uncertainty is very high, then by using this cross-functional CFT approach, your benefit outweighs your cost, and therefore it's better for the company to use cross-functional team approach rather than traditional approach. So this is kind of conceptual framework we can use when we have to decide which approach is better given all this context, given all these conditions in the market where we are doing our business.